Okay, so this video is going to be very different to the last few where all I'm doing is cover songs, but this one I'm going to write a song and show you the process all the way through. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully if you're a songwriter, you might get sort of a bit of inspiration. If you're just interested in music, you might even find a bit of fun just watching somebody write a song. Hopefully it'll turn out all right. And we'll just, let's crack on. So recently I've been thinking about getting old stuff that is familiar, but putting a twist on it to make it feel new again. 12-bar blues is probably one of the more, I guess, common chord progressions that people use, and I prefer the keys of D and G. Just feels nice on my throat. I like the keys. So I decided to go with D, and the chords are D, G, and A. But what was I going to do with that? And this morning I was sort of mucking about, and this is kind of what I came up with. Waking up, I see the sun, I see the sky, I see the face, and that's all I got. Now what I will do is put it straight on a voice recorder on the phone. This might change, like the whole thing might change completely, even down to the guitar playing and the melody, the phrasing, the whole lot. I'll figure out a beat that I can put on this. I was thinking something a little bit, sort of a bit poppier. But I'll get to that shortly. Now I've got to start thinking about lyrics, and I'm not very good with lyrics. I can never sort of harness that, that topic, something that you can sort of latch onto and build a story around. So anyway, we'll see how we go with the next bit, and I'm going to show you how I use a cool little program called Master Writer. But if you've got any ideas on how to write lyrics, because I'm not the best lyricist, please write it in some comments and show me what you do. I'll get some inspiration. Hopefully you get something out of this. Anyway, off to Master Writer. All right, so 2 minutes after I did that last video, I was just thinking about what I was saying, not being able to hold on to sort of a theme, I guess, for the lyric content. And the phrase 10-cent life kept on coming up, so I'm running with that. Okay, so now this is Master Writer, and this is what I use pretty much to write a lot of my lyrics. And you'll see I started here on some lyrics here, and I just want to go through a few things. Now this is an older version of it. You can get the new version, which is like a subscription, but I've kept the old one just because it works for me, and I hate subscriptions, and that's just me. So anyway, I've gone through like my phone, and yeah. Got some ideas that I was just sort of playing off this yesterday morning. So anyway, started off, of course, it's the 10-cent life, and start off here. I don't want to live no 10-cent life, and so if you sort of get stuck with things, so I'm sort of stuck at a bit of a pre-chorus here, and I'll just run through little things that I do here. So if it's kind of like, where was I going with this? Yeah, if you want to talk or jump right through, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I'm going to get rid of my face here and show you a bit more about what's going on here. So yeah. So if I've got any problems, I go into the rhymes, and if I've got to find, say, road I've got here, you can do basically just all the words, and you can do different types of syllables, you can do primary words, secondary words, but I tend to go for the phrases. It gives me more of a subconscious idea of what I want to actually get. And so yeah, road, abode, code. You can see it's like the end of that phrase will be the rhyme, and then you go close and then wider and extra wide, so you can really get a whole bunch of stuff out of it. You get stuck, when you use the word road, you've got a thesaurus in there, there's a dictionary, there's all sorts of good stuff, and it comes up with heaps of stuff in this. If you want to use road, it has the road in there, phrases. So good, really really cool stuff. And what I end up doing with Master Writer is just look for stuff that makes sense to me or makes sense to the song. And that's pretty much what I do with Master Writer. And another thing I like to do is like go into Google Chrome or whatever you're using and just write in 10-cent life and then wait for this and come up with images. And I go through all the images and see if there's anything that sort of pops out. You got 50 cent here, see, none of that really makes sense. And I'll just look for an image that sort of would make sense to what I'm trying to get across. Now the idea I've got with this now, 10-cent life being that, is your life worth something, or are you not, or how are you going to fix it? I guess it's kind of the struggle that a lot of people have, is trying to find a roadmap to their life that they will be able to live comfortably and just crack on with their own, thing that they're doing. So this is kind of like that idea. And the story I was just thinking about, some dude who's relatively bad, he's not doing so well with life, and he's just trying to make it better for himself. It's got nothing to do with me. It's just an idea. It's just a song. It's got nothing personal. Of course, there's going to be parts of yourself that are going to be put into the song, but that's pretty much how it works. So I just go through here and just try and find something, and absolutely nothing's popping out to me at the moment. So I'm just going to stick back with Master Writer and keep moving on. So yeah, this is what I use all the time. If I get stuck, most of the times I'll write, just sketch stuff down, write stuff down in a book, and then transfer it into here, which just helps me finish it off. And that's pretty much it, really. So I'll move on. Once I finish with this, then I'll sort of come up with a bit more of an idea of where I'm going to head with the song. I'll have heaps of words that may or may not end up staying there, and they'll always change depending on the continuity of it all, if you will. I mean, do lyrics have to make sense? Not really, no. Do they have to mean something to someone? Well, that's kind of the idea, isn't it? You're trying to get something, say something, and have somebody feel it. So anyway, I'll keep going on with this, and when I'm done, I'll screenshot it again. So I've had a bit of work, as you can see over here. I got all of the words there. Anyway, whilst I was doing it, I sort of come up with this weird sort of bridge thing as well. I don't know if it's going to work, but it adds in a bit of something. So yeah, as I said, with Master Writers, it's really, really good to use. You've got some rhyming dictionary there, phrases. If you've got a word that you want to use, you can throw it in there, especially if it's like a chorus word that you need to throw in. Great. Dictionary, thesaurus, a whole lot. So yeah, there you go. Working on all those lyrics there. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import a bunch of my demos into Pro Tools, which is the studio software that I use, and take it from there. I like to sort of, as I start getting a song together, get little bits and pieces, have a bit of an idea, and then just sort of slowly build it up. Usually get the idea first with a bit of a melody. And I'll show you those demos a little bit later on, and then once I've got the lyrics, I do the whole thing in one big hit and see if it works cohesively as a song, and then move forward from that. So I think I've shown you like where the ideas sort of come from. It was just mucking about with a chord progression, chuck it onto the phone, record those little things, and build it up. So I guess the next part will be putting it into Pro Tools and playing around with that.